Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Wojak, seeing what's going on. Got a lot of requests for this one, and obviously we're going to take a quick look. It's been a little while since we covered it. I have some previous support and resistance zones drawn out on the charts here, but we're going to take a look at a handful of things and kind of identify a few key factors here. We're going to pay attention to volume. We're going to draw out some new Fibonacci retracement levels, and generally just kind of see what is going on here with this coin, right? Because it's important to recognize that when coins perform the way they have here so far today, there is potential for retracements, but also potential for growth as well. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some Fibonacci levels here. I think it's going to be pretty important. And once again, if you are new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I do love teaching people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. You do want to learn to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is a site linked down below. Trading Academy, Community, and Signals Group. Also be sure to register for this exclusive event here for BingX. Only available till the 31st of July. Links down below as well there. And the reason why this is beneficial is because a lot of my folks were impacted with KYC requirements from KuCoin, Bybit, and BitGet as well. And you really just need an exchange that's good in the US, Canada, and other countries, and they have you covered. So love BingX. They also got a cool little feature here, which with copy trading, I've got 43 copy traders here, and I've made them about 1,500 in the last month or so, right? So again, pretty good success rate there, about 86% on average. Really kind of how my trading style is. So be sure to check that out if you want to kind of reference that. Of course, we take some losses sometimes too. You got to recognize that good traders will take losses and gains, and at the end of the day, as long as you're profitable, doesn't matter. Okay, so learn to take smaller losses. That's the important thing, and those are things that I teach as well. So hopefully we can learn some of that stuff here today. So what I want to talk about with Wojak, first of all, kind of just go ahead and start with the standard stuff here. First of all, we do have extra data here on the weekly that isn't really all that viable. So I just wanted to recognize, because people ask me for like a macro TA, and it's not really a lot of macro opportunities here, right? Again, we don't have enough. We don't have 14 candlesticks to give us an RSI, and we're just going to stick with the daily. Okay, so just keep in mind, the biggest picture we can go here is daily, or just say we could even go 7-day. But again, we just looked at that, not really all that ideal. Okay. That being said, let's take a look at some important factors here. So we're still below 50 on the RSI. This is an important thing to recognize. Being up against a resistance level is disadvantageous in a sense, right? What that basically just means is that we're going to need some extra volume to continue to be able to get through that level. Okay. So again, 50 on the RSI is a common resistance level. We can see that fairly concurrent with the price action here too. If you look on the daily, you can see right there at about what? I'm just going to round up or down here. We're looking at 13.4. So 13,400 is effectively a resistance level there. You can see it was tested once a few days ago and again here today. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That will be an important place to close above. So if we get a daily closure at just say, what, 13,500, then I think we'd be in pretty good shape. Okay, so again, that's what we're looking for. But look at how sweet this is. This is a nice, strong MACD convergence, letting us know that Wojak could very well be on the right track now. Okay, so awesome stuff there in that sense. Hasn't fully converged yet, so try not to get ahead of yourselves. Like once again, a closure above this level would be extremely important. That would give us the confirmation we're looking for. Keep in mind as well, when it comes to Wojak and Bitcoin, Bitcoin is performing similarly in a lot of ways, right? So if we take a look here at the reason why Wojak's kind of increased on the 30th, or sorry, correction, the 20th, which was Thursday the 20th, same exact thing happened with Bitcoin too. It wicked up to reject off 30,300. Okay, so once more, they're not exactly alike, but you can see a similarity here in the last few days. When Bitcoin responds positively, so does Wojak. Bitcoin respond well today here so far. We got like half a billion dollars in volume coming through. If you take a look at our exchange here, or I'm referring to the exchange data that we see here. Look at $461 million in just 8 minutes was transferred over, and then we saw Bitcoin break through 30,000. Okay, so again, that happens. Once again, all that information is over on our Twitter, links down below for that. But I like to mention that just because some people don't even pay attention to the correlation between altcoins and Bitcoin, and you're doing yourself a disservice. They respond adversely or positively to those movements. Okay. That said, I'm expecting Bitcoin to increase, so I'm going to anticipate Wojak increasing and breaking through this resistance as well. Last thing we want to look at would be a moving average here. We're coming up against the 20 and the 50, so this is potentially disadvantageous, letting us kind of know that we have some strong resistance levels coming up. No surprise, those are averaging themselves out right there at that 13.4, 13.5 range. So I think a solid closure above 13.5 today would be ideal in order to feel confident in this returning. Keep in mind, we do have some higher lows here, which is awesome, and we're making higher highs too. Really, really good signs here. So all in all, Wojak is ascending very positively, okay? So keep in mind, we're looking good there. We can also see RSI is getting closer to 70. We might have a potential resistance once again at 13,400. But if we don't break that initially, this could be the start of a cup and handle, where the price comes back up to retest again later. There's different ways to look at it, right? But the bottom line is retesting this range that was a difficult place to cross previously is going to allow for us to likely break through it another in this near future if we retest it a few more times. Okay, so pay attention to that. That's really awesome stuff there. And then we can also see on MACD we had a convergence here once more recently to kind of give us a little handle, if you will, because it does kind of look like a cup and handle in a lot of ways. It's kind of ugly, but it's still fairly accurate, right? And the reason why those are beneficial and that those patterns have a tendency of performing is because they're retesting resistance levels and effectively breaking through them, because a lot of shorts are hedged right here at this level. So as soon as we break through here, those shorts are going to get squeezed out, price is going to come up and bounce off this level and continue. It's a very, very common characteristic. So pay attention to that. That very well could happen here in the near future. So let's take a quick look here at a few things. So first of all, on the hourly, we are looking like we're getting overextended. We're at a 5 right now, and we had a 9 previously. So keep in mind, we're about a 1.5. We're into a continuation of 2. We're 1.5 ways into that, right? In other words, you typically don't see more than 2 9s in a row on TD sequential. So we had this first 9 push up, a little rejection, and then another 5 here. So hypothetically, 4 more hours before we see a pullback. All right, so again, no guarantees there, but that's definitely something to pay attention to. Looks like it's trying to break here right now as we speak. And if we take a look at the Ichimoku cloud, we've broken through the cloud. It's a very, very positive sign on the hourly. Okay, so we're in pretty good shape there in that regard. Bitcoin is once again at 30,100. So all in all, pretty decent stuff here. If Bitcoin can sustain above 30,000, I think it will be no problem for Wojak to continue to progress and ascend positively. Just keep in mind, if Wojak breaks through that 13,500 range, it will likely come back down to retest that level. And once it does, that's a good place for a long position. Just be very careful shorting into that. That's all I ask. Because again, I get a lot of people get kind of greedy in these shorts, and it's easy to want to think that it's overextended, it's going to pull back. But you got these levels here that are pretty consistent, and once you break through them, they become very, very significant, in the big picture. Okay. So again, this is a very small movements here if you do look at the large picture, right? But it is very important to recognize that this level is a point of contention. So I would say, to summarize, make it simple. Closure above 13,400 today would be ideal. If we close below that level here today, I think we're going to have a little bit more difficulty, or at least we'd have to run it at a second time. We might see a pullback to lower levels. We can look at this coin again here tomorrow and get some smaller or shorter time frame Fibonacci retracement levels. I like to go with the larger ones because they tell us more specific points of resistance, right? Because we can see here, if you kind of zoom in the last, just say, week or so, a lot of the volume has been accumulating at this level here. And that's more so the volume that's accumulating in the most recent 1 day, not just over the course of the last 7 days. So if you think about that, most of the volume is accumulating just over the weekend in itself. That's a good sign. That tells us we have a strong foundation of volume, and we're probably likely going to continue upwards from here. So I think Wojak has much more potential to increase than decrease moving forward. That's my 2 cents. Again, if you want kind of insight on this coin, or just say like potential play out charts, I send those on my Twitter pretty consistently. And then also as well, I have a Telegram that's equal to that. If you prefer Telegram over Twitter, there's an option for that too. Just make sure you check that out and subscribe, like, follow, the whole 9 yards. Greatly appreciate your help and support. I look forward to working with you. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is the site. We'll see you in the next one. Y'all take care.